Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Friday, the 9th of June. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks so much for stopping by this morning. Hopefully your Friday is off to a great start. You're gearing up for a fun and active weekend. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about the Wild Horse and Burro Placement event happening right here at the Tennessee Livestock Center in Murfreesboro. We'll have why the Bureau of Land Management hosts one of these events in different states each month and how important it is not only to these beautiful wild horses, the burros, what this does for them and for the land where they come from. We'll have that for you coming up. After that, Devon O'Day and Sylvia Gaynor, they're both in the kitchen and they're making up some dishes with strawberries and just talking about the yumminess of the strawberries and where you get them from. So we'll have all that information from them. And then lastly, Mary Hance, our Miss Cheap, she tells us about how we can save a little bit of money if we head out to Dollywood. We always like saving some money, so she'll have some good tips for us there. But first, let's get a check of our headlines this morning. Get a look at some of the pictures from the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault in Fort Campbell Annual Week of the Eagles 2023. The theme for this year's Week of the Eagles, celebrating 80 years of excellence. Learn some of the history of this special week by going to mainstreetclarksville.com. Over 1,000 certified recovery congregations are now in our state. This was started in 2013 by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Well, this program is where bodies of faith that welcome and provide resources to those struggling with addiction. Part of this program is an Oak Hill house on Franklin Pike, and this home was once home to Hank Williams and later Tammy Wynette. Read more on this program and what it takes to be a certified recovery congregation by going to mainstreetmediatn.com. Way to go, Patsy Gregory. Gregory received the National Director of the Year Award by the National School Nutrition Association for her many achievements and contributions to the school nutrition department. Read more on Gregory's investment in students' nutrition and what it takes to receive such a recognition. This and more on our website, mainstreetmediatn.com. Rain or shine, what will we see? We're going to turn over to our friends at Tennessee Valley Weather to see what's in store for us for the weekend, because like I said, it's going to be a busy one. If you're in Middle Tennessee, I'm sure you have something planned. So let's see what they have to say.
Hey folks, happy Friday. Ben Luna here with you in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, wishing you a very happy weekend eve. And as you get ready to roll into the weekend, enjoy some sunshine, some clouds, and showers and thunderstorms. It's kind of an all-inclusive weekend here in the Tennessee Valley region. Here's what I mean. As we step through today, not much happening across the mid-state region in North Alabama, southern Kentucky, and northeast Mississippi. We're going to remain with a mix of clouds and sunshine as we head through today with a good breeze from the north and temperatures that aren't too bad at all. Low to mid 80s here through the afternoon and then back in the 50s here to start tomorrow morning. It's as we close into the latter portion of the weekend that umbrellas and, well, maybe even a small boat will be needed. Showers and storms will build in Sunday. That'll carry over into Monday. Could see quite a bit of rainfall around parts of the area during that time. And then we're unsettled really for the duration of next week with a few rounds of storms likely as we look ahead to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That is a quick check on your forecast from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Thank you for watching. I'll leave you with a final look at the 7-day. Hope you have a great Friday and a blessed weekend.
Well, this morning we are in Murfreesboro. They're getting ready for an adoption incentive program with wild horses. If you do not, a majority of us may not know exactly what that is unless you're either in the business, you have horses. So we're going to learn about that this morning. To do that, we have from the Bureau of Land Management, we have Shayne Banks with us. Shayne, first off, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for coming out. We are so happy to have you. We are so happy to have the wild horses here in Murfreesboro.
These are some beautiful, beautiful creatures. First off, my first question, what is this adoption incentive program about?
What it is we have wild horses here this weekend that are up for adoption. We're looking for people to come out and give a home to these wild horses. Basically, just come out and give a wild horse a home. And the reason that we do this is basically that there's just too many wild horses in the United States today. We estimate that there's about 100,000 wild horses on public lands, public range lands that the Bureau of Land Management manages, and the land truly can only sustain about 30,000. So we round them up periodically throughout the year, and we offer them up to people to give them a good home across the country, and we're here this weekend.
So before, say, the event, do you have the horses either online, pictures of them with a little bit of where you were able to catch them? Do people, I guess, reach out to you then to say, hey, I'm interested? Or is it really is just that full adoption event where people just come out?
We have a little bit of both. There is an online corral adoption event that occurs, I think they do one about once every month.
Okay.
And so you can go online anytime throughout the year and you can look for these horses online, see their pictures, you can see videos of them moving, get an idea of what you want. You can adopt them online, and then we will work with you to transport that horse to an adoption event that's within driving distance for you, if that's the way you want to go. So we have about 45 horses here this weekend that have already been adopted and they're just being picked up.
Gotcha. So let's go back to the number of horses out there. So there's about 100,000. The land can only sustain about 30,000. Say these horses stay out there and we don't have, this program didn't exist. What would happen, I guess, to the land and to not only horses but other animals?
Well, what we would see happen is the horses eventually are going to run out of resources. You're going to run out of grass or food. You're going to run out of water for the horses. And water really is the bigger problem than forage. And when that happens, you're going to see the horses starting to either die of thirst or die of starvation, which is not, Mother Nature is a mean person when she wants to be. It's not an easy death. So what we try to do, and it's not just the wild horses on public lands. You've got other wildlife. You have other resources. We've got people that are wanting to recreate on public lands. There's lots of different resources on public lands. We even have grazing on public lands. But there's also the problem of the land itself. If we get to a certain point of degradation on the public ranges, those ranges are never going to recover, at least not in my lifetime or your lifetime. Wow. And we don't want that either. We need to be able to strike a balance between the wild horses, the wildlife, and other competing resources and the range itself. So we're trying to strike that balance. And to do that, we have to remove some of the horses and try to find private homes for them. And these horses make fantastic pets. I mean, the catch is, when you come out here this weekend, it's only a $125 adoption fee, which is extremely low, but they're wild. They are wild. You're going to have to train these horses, and it does take time and it does take patience. But one thing that you have going for you now in this day and age of social media and networking is there is lots of different avenues out there where you can find help through volunteers. You can find help, what we call tip trainers, which are people who have been approved to train wild horses. And I'm sure that there's some in this area that you would be able to find that can help you learn how to train these horses. And it just takes time and patience. And if you're willing to spend that with these horses, then you've got a horse that's going to be loyal and love you and work with you.
Which brings me to my next question. What do you hear from the adopters?
Well, what's really funny for me is when you have people that come out to this event. In fact, I was talking to a lady this morning who adopted horses 30 years ago, and she wanted to come and tell me all her stories. Still had pictures of all her wild horses. And people come out here a lot of times with more pictures of their wild horses than they do their kids and their grandkids. So they usually do become part of the family, and people keep them forever, or keep them for the rest of their lifetime, and that's what we want to see. That's the type of relationship that we want. We want people to come back again and again because they truly like the wild horses. Because when you adopt a wild horse, you're getting a blank canvas with the horse, because you can train them the way you want to. That horse becomes, and the wild horses tend to be more loyal. They tend to be a little bit different than domestic horses because they've never been around people, and they tend to be herd animals. We talked a little bit about that. And eventually they'll see the adopter as part of their herd.
Okay.
So, you've got this whole different relationship that you would have with some domestic horses. And so we have a lot of people who come back again and again. And you can ride them, you can train them, you can show them, you can do absolutely anything you want to with them if you'll take the time and the patience to do it.
That's beautiful. When it comes to the, catching process, for those who don't know, what is that like? What does that look like?
Yeah, people always want to know, how do you catch the wild horses?
Right.
And people have this view in their head of us going out with cowboys and chasing them with ropes, and that's not the way it works. We actually catch them with helicopters. So we'll go into an area that we know has got too many horses and identified this area. We'll go out and we'll build what we call a trap site, which looks a little bit like this. You'll have the panels and everything set up, and then we'll have wings that go out on the sides in a big V, and it'll have burlap on the sides to make it look a little bit more solid. And then the helicopters will go out and guide the horses back towards that trap site. Once they get really close to it, we have a horse that'll be a trained horse that'll be at the end. We'll let that horse go. Typically the wild horses follow them right into the trap. That's when the cowboys come out with their little whips and help run them in, and then we capture the horses. Once we have them captured, we'll go through and we'll look at the animals, because again, we don't want to remove all the wild horses from public lands. We just need to remove enough that we've got that balance where the horses are healthy and the land is healthy. We'll decide which horses will go into the adoption program and then which horses will go back out on the range. And typically we try to bring as many young horses as we can into the adoption program because they're easier to train and most people are more willing to give them a chance. And most of the horses here this weekend, we have a whole pen of babies. We've got some really nice mares and some geldings. We've got some really nice horses here this weekend.
Absolutely fascinating. And the Bureau of Land Management, they're in a different state each month. Am I correct in that?
We do. Our office is actually located in Flowwood, Mississippi, which is in the Jackson area, kind of in the middle. We have an 11-state jurisdiction, so we cover the entire Southeast, and our goal is to try to hit one state per month throughout the year.
Okay. If someone would like more information, if they would like some more information about your adoption programs or just the Bureau of Land Management, where do they need to go?
You can go to it's a website to go to. It's a national website. It's blm.gov.
Okay.
You'll be able to find the tab for the wild horses. It'll have all the phone numbers for the different offices we have across the country if you're looking to come. If you have questions this weekend and you're available, just come see us. We will be here all weekend. We'll be here till Saturday at 1.
Saturday at 1 o'clock. This is at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro. And what is the center called that we're in? I should know this.
We are in the Tennessee Livestock Center. I think we're right next to the football stadium.
So right there, easy to find. And again, you'll see the parking lot. It will be full of cars. So head on out if you have questions. Shayne, thank you so much. Shayne Banks with the Bureau of Land Management. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming out. We hope you all come out and give a horse a home. If you're not interested in adopting this time, just come out, take a look, ask some questions, and just see the wild horses because they don't always come to town.
That's amazing. Thank you again. For you guys, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to be checking in with Devon O'Day and Sylvia Gaynor to see what they're cooking up in the kitchen. I'll give you a little idea. It's all about strawberries. We'll be right back.
Vroom, vroom. Time for the Rackley Roofing 200, and it is going to be June 23rd out at the Nashville Super Speedway. And we partnered up, all of us here at Main Street Media TV, and we have joined with Rackley Roofing to send you. Yep, what you got to do to win? All you got to do is go to your favorite Main Street Media website, look for the Enter to Win banner, click there, and you're in. Like Flynn. Isn't that cool? Main Street Media TV and Rackley Roofing sending you to the races.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Welcome back to Today's Better Health. I'm Colleen Barton, and I'm here with Dr. Gil Kentoff and Dr. Wendy Toohey, and we're talking about the latest treatments in back and neck pain.
Many people, Colleen, come to see us with neck and back pain, and they develop tingling and numbness down the arm or lower back pain that develops into sciatica shooting down their leg. And for these patients, we have an advanced treatment technology, non-surgical decompression therapy that we really introduced to this area. It separates the vertebrae and creates a suction to allow fluids and nutrients back in to heal the disc naturally, relieving pressure on the nerve and on the joint. It's an amazing treatment.
We've been helping patients like this for the last 30 years, helping them get back to work, get back to their family, get back to the life they want to live. I mean, it really is amazing. Technology helping us to live pain-free and better lives.
Right.
And I bet you have a special offer.
The first 25 callers will receive an examination, x-rays, review of our findings, and their first treatment, all for $39.
Call 615-551-3897 today to receive this special offer.
Vote for us Best Burgers and Breakfast in the Main Street Awards Best of Dixon. We look forward to serving you. Thank you for your vote.
Please vote Pamela Witt First Lending Solutions online Best Mortgage Lender in Main Street Awards Best of Dixon County. Thank you for your vote.
Welcome back. All right, let's head into the kitchen with Devon O'Day and Sylvia Gaynor to talk about strawberries. I wonder what they have to say. Let's check it out.
Oh, y'all, I'm Devon O'Day.
I'm Sylvia Gaynor.
A few episodes ago, we went to the field where these were just starting to grow, and you handed me a strawberry that was the size of my hand.
Yes, and even when they're big, they're still delicious. A lot of times you get a bigger berry, they're not as flavorful, but these have just been tremendous this year. We had a guest chef in, and he said, I've been all over the world, and these are the best strawberries I've ever had.
And he's right, because you don't even need sugar for these to taste good. They taste like a berry. You know, and there's a secret to why it is a better flavor berry here at Green Door Gourmet.
It's all in the soil. We work really hard to make sure that we're keeping the integrity of the soil and the nutrient value of the soil super high, so that the plant gets better nutrition and therefore makes a better tasting fruit or vegetable.
Well, you said something about the berry that's not a berry.
So a little fun fact, even though it's called a strawberry, it is technically not a berry, because berries come from plants that have one ovary. So squash is a berry, cucumber is a berry, but the straw is not a berry.
Wow.
Learn something new every day.
I know, today years old when I discovered that. Well, I didn't even realize until just recently that these little suckers on the outside are seeds.
Yes, approximately 200 seeds per strawberry.
Oh my goodness. Well, what are some things that we can do with strawberries other than just pluck them and eat them?
Eat them.
I never can get to the recipes because they're gone.
So a few episodes ago, we talked about taking your pesto and putting it in little ice cube trays.
Yeah.
And doing that. You want to think the same way with your strawberries.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not in ice cubes, but when you go, say, and you go strawberry picking, or you go and you buy and you bring home a bucket like this, and that's a lot of strawberries to sit down and eat at one time, right? So you probably leave them in your refrigerator, and after one day, they still look okay, but after the second day, you're like, oh, I'm looking a little bit more sad, I've got a little give to me, I might get a little spot here or there. The spots are okay, you can cut those off, but when they start to get squishy, you've got to do something with them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to have
the
done
berry.
all that work
Yeah.
for nothing, for naught. So what you want to do is you want to take it, you can take the cap off, and put the cap in a little pot with some water and make strawberry syrup with the cap.
What?
It tastes just like strawberries. Strain it out. You haven't wasted your strawberries to make strawberry syrup. You can cut these up and freeze them, but freeze them in the amount that you use. You like strawberries in your smoothie? Freeze them in 1 cup packages. Don't freeze a 3-pound block of strawberries and then you have to thaw them all and you're going to waste them. So only freeze what you're going to use, how you use them. If you're like me and you make big batches of something, freeze a lot. But most home folks really should do smaller amounts, okay? And then you can take that berry, whether it's fresh or whether it's out of the freezer. You can cook it down with a little bit of water. These didn't even need sugar. And make a strawberry compote. Serve that over ice cream.
Or cheesecake.
Or your finger. Anything. And it's...
My grandma used to take this out and she would take evaporated milk and just pour a little evaporated milk in there, or cream. Oh, so good.
It would be great over rice pudding. It would be great over chocolate pudding. Think about this over some chocolate pudding. So it's super delicious. And these are the strawberries that, perhaps weren't the supermodel of strawberries, but they needed to get used. And so they've turned into a strawberry compote. If you put a little sugar in there, it's going to last in a jelly jar in your refrigerator for about a week.
Oh, and how about the freezer jam?
Yes, you can make freezer jam with these, and there are all kinds of fun recipes. Strawberry rhubarb is one of my favorite.
Okay, we're going to have to send that out to my friend Nancy Hennessy, because she was talking about strawberry rhubarb. She's the person who made my apron, and Nancy was saying, her favorite thing is strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yes, and I would say nice things about Nancy too if she gave me an apron.
Okay, Nancy, you watching?
I'm jealous.
Well, you have got so many great recipes at greendoorgourmet.com, but I want to tell you, there is no place in the world. I just challenge you to find a better tasting berry. You're not going to find it.
Chef Rob said, you should charge $1 for every strawberry. That's how good they are.
Isn't that good?
I don't do that, by the way.
No,
you get a better value than that, but just so you know.
They're so good. Now the strawberry season is coming to a close, so if you're going to get strawberries, you better hurry and get them while the getting's good.
It's a very short season this year. The cold weather made it start late, and now we're getting into the 90s, and that's going to make it in sooner. So now is the time.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get your strawberries at Green Door Gourmet.
Devon and Sylvia, thank you so much. So I'll tell you how I'd love to eat my strawberries. Mixing up some cream cheese with marshmallow cream, getting that nice and smooth, and then putting a dollop on top of a strawberry. It is delicious. Try it out. All right, stick with us. We have more coming up right after this.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between. Discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Vote for Area 51 Tech Solutions for Best Computer and Electronic Repair in Main Street Awards Best of Dixon. Thank you for your vote.
Main Street Awards Best of Dixon. Vote for us in Best Burger, Best Dessert, Best Overall Restaurant, Best To Go, Best Dining Deal.
Welcome back. Mary Hance has some tips for us on how we can save money when visiting Dollywood this summer. Let's check out what she has to say.
If you are looking for something fun and thrilling to do with the family this summer, a trip to Dollywood sounds like a good idea. Ms. Cheap has some tips on ways to save money if you go. So, Mary, welcome.
Well, I love theme parks.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dollywood is close enough. It's just 4 hours from here. And so people love Dollywood. But, you know, I think people don't think about getting a season pass. But if you're going to go more than 2 times in a year, a season pass to Dollywood or really any of the theme parks is probably something to consider.
Yeah.
Dollywood one day is $89 and a season pass is like $154.
Yeah.
So, you know, it makes sense to think about it that way.
It really would. And maybe one way I know a lot of people spend quite a bit of money is on the food, especially for a family of 4.
Right. And I think, you know, most of the theme parks will allow you to bring in a bottle of water. And you can refill that at the fountains or in the restaurants. But the food, I think a lot of people have told me that what they do is that they pack a picnic in their car in a cooler, and then at lunchtime or whatever, they go out to the car and have a little break from the park and enjoy a nice lunch for, you know, a fraction of what it would cost inside the park.
That is a great idea. I never really thought about that.
Well, I mean, it's not the most convenient thing to do, but I think it is. You really could save some money with that. And a lot of people don't think about either that, you know, eat a big meal before you go. You know, don't be planning on the whole day around the food.
Exactly. Well, I know a lot of people go and they have small kids. And sometimes if you have to pay to rent some of the equipment there, that's going to cost you.
Right. If you need to rent, if you need to have a stroller or a wheelchair, take one with you. The rentals, they're I guess they're affordable, but, you know, you might as well spend your money on something else than having to do that if you have one.
Yeah. Mary, does it matter, say, what time of the day or what time of the week that you go?
Well, most of the theme parks, the price is about the same for admission. But if you factor in the accommodations, they're probably going to be cheaper during the week. And I think that it would be less crowded during the week. I think you'd have a better experience. But most, you know, one of the things people don't think about either is that most of these resorts, like Dollywood, they have their own on-premises resort, like Dreammore. And so if you get a package through Dreammore, you have all sorts of perks with it. It's convenient. It's right there at the park. And if you factor in that you're not going to have to pay for parking in the park each day, it might come out better. So do your research and see, you know, what the best deal is for your family and for however long you're going to be there.
I know another way, Mary, you say to save money is just gather a group of you together and everybody go as a group.
Right. Getting up a group, almost all the theme parks have a group discount. And so, you know, they also have a senior discount.
Oh.
So I always ask about that too. But the group discount in Dollywood is just 15 people. So you could get several families together if you're going to go as a group and get a better deal. You need to do that a little bit ahead. You can't, don't just show up at the ticket office for this. I mean, do your research ahead. And I think buying your tickets online at most of the parks is going to save you some money just because they prefer to do it that way. I saw Kentucky Kingdom had a $10 discount just for booking online.
Oh, that's nice. Well, we can't walk away without something as a remembrance, a little memento, a souvenir. What about souvenirs?
Well, souvenirs in the parks can be kind of pricey.
Yeah.
And, you've got your kids there and they want something to take home and all that. But if you order them online and get your souvenir online or at some of the souvenir shops around the park, outside the park, you might come out a lot better and you might get a higher quality item too.
Very true. And then I know another tip you said is to follow these folks on social media.
Right. And, I think most of them have some sort of discounts that they post on social media. And it may be a summer discount. It may not be quite yet. But I think through the summer they do. They team up with a fast food restaurant and offer a coupon or something. So follow them on social media and you might luck up. I think that's the way to save.
Absolutely. Well, always good tips from you, Mary. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. Stay cheap.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Music City will be rocking June 23rd through the 25th with a different sound, the sound of NASCAR. The Ally 400 is back at Nashville Superspeedway, and this year, it's a night race. NASCAR in Nashville. It's guitars and fast cars under the lights. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets today for the triple header weekend.
Main Street Awards Best of Dixon County is happening now. Please vote for Redbird Realty. We appreciate your support.
Vote for us Best Insurance in the Main Street Awards Best of Dixon voting. Micah Blount State Farm Insurance. Thank you for your vote.
Welcome back. I'm still here at the Tennessee Livestock Center in Murfreesboro. As we're wrapping things up, I want to give you a look at the burros behind me. Burros, or they're also known as donkeys. Take a look at this. Look how cute they are. They're absolutely precious. So again, happening this weekend, you have the wild horse and burro placement here at the Tennessee Livestock Center in Murfreesboro. Also, CMA Fest happening in Nashville. So if you're heading out there, just be aware of the people that will be going out to downtown Nashville. And also on Saturday and Sunday, you have the Great Tennessee Air Show happening in Smyrna. You can still get your tickets for that. So go ahead and make your way out, grab a ticket, and head out to see those beautiful birds in the sky. It's going to be a great event. All right, thanks so much for joining us here for Mornings on Main Street for this Friday morning. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a fun and safe weekend. We'll see you Monday.